Welcome to the Bootstrap Mogul Podcast, where we bring you the grassroots tips, tricks, and stories in everything entrepreneurship, digital marketing, and personal development. I'm your host, Unravel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that I believe is truly the lifeblood of any successful venture. Yes, my friends, we're talking about branding and personal branding. It's really a subject that's often misunderstood, but essential for every entrepreneur out there. So whether you're running a multi-million-dollar company or you're just starting your side hustle, this episode is going to be a game changer for you. So buckle up and get ready for the ride. Now, let's get right into it. What exactly is branding? Well, when we say branding, we're not just talking about a catchy logo or a unique color palette, although those things are certainly part of it. At its core, branding is all about the perception people have about your business or you as an individual. It's the image that pops into people's minds when they hear your business name or see your logo. It's your reputation, your values, your promise to your customer. It's what sets you apart from the crowd. Now, why is branding so darn important? Well, let's imagine you're in a supermarket, right? You're walking down the aisles and there it is, a wall of similar products, all promising to be the best. But then your eyes fall on a brand you recognize, a brand you've had a good experience with in the past, and bam, that's the one you choose, right? So that's the power of branding. It creates trust, builds recognition, and fosters customer loyalty. It distinguishes you from your competitors and helps you to attract and retain your ideal customers. It's what turns first-time buyers into repeat customers and then into raving fans. Now, branding also adds value to your business. So take Apple, for example. Beyond just the sleek design and technological innovation, Apple's branding, which is their commitment to thinking differently, has played a pivotal role in the company's incredible success. Another power example, Nike. They're more than just a sports brand. They've become synonymous with motivation, inspiration, and the pursuit of athletic excellence. Their Just Do It slogan and iconic swoosh logo are recognized and respected worldwide. But you might be thinking, I'm just a small business. Why does branding matter to me? Well, whether you're a solopreneur, a small local business, or a budding startup, your brand is the cornerstone of your business. It helps you to connect with your audience, define your market position, and ultimately drive your business growth. All right, my friends, we just skimmed the surface of branding, but don't worry, we've got a lot more in store for you in this episode. So we're going to go ahead and move on to personal branding. So what is personal branding? Well, it's quite similar to business branding, but with a personal twist. So personal branding is about crafting and controlling that image and impression that you give off to the world. It's really that unique combination of skills, experiences, and personality traits that you want the world to see in you. So imagine this. You walk into a room, maybe a networking event, or maybe you're at a conference. What are the 3 things you want people to know about you immediately? That's the essence of your personal brand. So you might be wondering, why should I care about personal branding? Here's the kicker. In today's digital age, everyone has a personal brand, whether they're consciously shaping it or not. The question is, are you in control of your brand, or are you letting the world define it for you? So let's get into why personal branding is so important, particularly for entrepreneurs and professionals. So first off, your personal brand helps you establish authority in your niche. It sets you apart as a leader, a specialist, and the go-to person in your field. It's really like your very own billboard that screams, I know my stuff and I can help you. Secondly, a strong personal brand boosts your influence. So when people recognize and respect you as an authority, your thoughts, ideas, and opinions carry more weight. Now, this influence can help you shape conversations, affect change, and make a greater impact in your industry. Last, but definitely not least, personal branding facilitates career growth. It can open so many doors to opportunities, attract the right clients or employers, and accelerate your journey to the top. So, let's go ahead and bring this to life with a few examples of standout personal brands. First, think Oprah Winfrey, an iconic personal brand rooted in empathy, authenticity, and personal growth. And with her unique brand, Oprah has built an empire that transcends television, touching books, magazines, and even food. And let's not forget about Gary Vaynerchuk, or Gary V, a powerhouse personal brand built around hustle, straight talk, and an uncanny understanding of social media trends. His brand has made him a sought-after speaker, author, and entrepreneur. Now, what these folks have in common is they've understood the power of personal branding. They've consciously crafted their brand to reflect their values, their mission, and their unique approach. So remember, you have a personal brand whether you like it or not. Now, the choice is yours. Will you leave it to chance, or will you take control and shape it to reflect the real, authentic you? Now, believe me, your personal brand can be your secret weapon to stand out, rise up, and make your mark. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What are the core elements that make up a successful brand, be it business or personal? So, building a brand is a bit like cooking a really delicious meal. You need the right ingredients in the right proportions to create a dish that's truly memorable. Now, in the case of branding, these ingredients are your visual identity, your brand messaging, and your brand personality. So let's kick off with visual identity. This is your logo, your colors, your typography. It's like the outfit that you wear to a party. It's the first thing people notice, and it makes a lasting impression. So when it comes to logos, think of the golden arches of McDonald's or the elegant simplicity of the Apple logo. These logos are instantly recognizable and reflect the essence of their respective brands. Now, color too plays a significant role. Did you know that you can actually influence emotions and behavior through color? That's why fast food chains are often using reds and yellows, colors that subconsciously stimulate hunger and happiness. And blue, on the other hand, is often used by tech companies as it signifies trust and reliability. Typography, or your choice of fonts, also contributes to your visual identity. Whether it's modern and minimalistic or bold and quirky, your typography should align with your overall brand image. Next on the menu, we have brand messaging. This includes your tagline, your mission statement, and the overall voice of your brand. It's what you say and how you say it. So Nike's Just Do It is a powerful example of a really good tagline, which is a bite-sized piece of brand messaging that becomes a rallying cry for athletes and non-athletes alike. So your mission statement is like your brand's North Star. It guides everything you do and tells the world why you exist. So think of Tesla's mission to accelerate the advent of sustainable transport. It's bold, ambitious, and perfectly encapsulates what Tesla is all about. Now, your brand voice is how you communicate your message. So it can be professional, friendly, authoritative, playful, or any other tone that resonates with your audience and reflects your brand personality. Now, speaking of brand personality, this brings us to our final ingredient, which is your brand personality. Now, your brand personality is the set of human characteristics that are attributed to your brand. Is your brand adventurous like Jeep, sophisticated like Chanel, or maybe it's cheeky like MailChimp? Your brand personality helps you connect on an emotional level with your audience. It makes your brand feel relatable, unique, and real. So take a moment to define your brand personality. Are you a jester, a hero, a sage, a rebel? So there you have it, the essential ingredients for a standout brand, which is a compelling visual identity, a clear and consistent brand message, and a distinct brand personality. But remember, a brand isn't built in a day. It takes time, consistency, and a whole lot of trial and error. But when done right, a strong brand is one of the most powerful assets you can have. So, are you ready to roll up your sleeves and start building your standout brand? All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into that right now. Let's go ahead and roll up our sleeves and let's ask the question, how do you actually go about building a successful brand? Well, there are 5 key steps I'd like to share with you today. These steps are defining your target audience, creating a unique brand message, maintaining consistency, engaging with your audience, and continually refining your brand based on feedback. So, first things first, you need to know who your target audience is. I say this all the time in every single podcast episode. Without a clear understanding of who they are, what they want, and what their challenges are, your branding efforts will be like shooting in the dark. So ask yourself, who is this ideal customer or client? What are their demographics, their likes, dislikes, aspirations, and fears? Once you've answered these questions, you're going to have a clear picture of who you're speaking to, which is going to guide your branding decisions. Next, you need to craft a unique brand message. What's your why? Why should customers choose you or your company over your competitors? What unique value do you bring to the table? Now, this isn't about bragging or being boastful. It's about showing your audience how you can solve their problems or fulfill their needs. Then comes consistency. This is absolutely critical. Your tone, your message, and visuals should be consistent across all your channels. So whether your audience interacts with your website, your social media, maybe you have print ads, they should feel like they're engaging with the same brand. Consistency breeds familiarity, and familiarity breeds trust. Now, let's talk about engagement. You probably heard this saying, out of sight, out of mind. Well, the same applies to your brand. Regular engagement helps keep your brand top of mind and fosters strong relationships with your audience. So don't just push your products or services. Share useful content, ask for your audience's opinions, respond to their comments and messages. Show them that you value their input and that there are real, caring humans behind your brand. And finally, remember that branding isn't a set it and forget it kind of thing. It's an ongoing process of feedback and iteration. So listen to your audience. What do they love about your brand? What do they think needs improvement? Don't be afraid to refine and tweak your brand as you grow and as your audience's needs and preferences evolve. This doesn't mean you have to change your core brand values or personality. It's really about staying relevant and continually delivering value. So let's look at Coca-Cola, for example. Over its long history, the company has tweaked its logo, experimented with its product line, and evolved its advertising strategies. But the essence of the Coca-Cola brand, the feeling of refreshment, happiness, and shared moments has remained consistent. All right, so there you have it, my friends. 5 crucial steps for building a successful brand. Know your audience, craft a unique brand message, be consistent, engage regularly, and always be open to feedback and iteration. And like I said, building a successful brand doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey. It's going to take time, effort, and a whole lot of passion. But the payoff? A brand that resonates with your audience, stands out from the competition, and drives business success is absolutely worth it. Okay, so thank you so much for hanging in there with me. We've been deep diving into branding and personal branding, and it's been quite a journey, hasn't it? Now it's time for one of my favorite parts of the show, answering your questions. So now, even though we don't have pre-submitted questions for today's episode, I've gathered some common queries people often have about branding. So the first one is, Andres, I'm just starting out. Do I really need to worry about branding? To that, I say absolutely. Branding isn't just for established businesses, because as a startup, your brand can help you stand out from the competition, connect with your target audience, and foster customer loyalty from the get-go. So start thinking about your brand now, my friends. Another question that often pops up is, how can I find my unique brand voice? Look, I get it. With all the noise out there, it can feel really hard to find a voice that's truly yours. But here's my advice. Don't try to imitate someone else. Instead, think about who you are, what your values are, and how you naturally communicate. Your unique voice is a reflection of you. It should be genuine and authentic. And finally, I often hear, I'm not a creative person. How can I come up with a visually appealing brand? And you just have to remember, you don't have to do this alone. There are tons of resources out there to help you. So think, graphic designers, maybe even a branding agency, even online tools like Canva. Leverage these resources and don't be afraid to ask for help. Now, I hope these answers provide some guidance and reassurance. And remember, branding might feel overwhelming at first, but take it step by step, stay true to yourself and your values, and you'll create a brand that truly shines. All right, my friends, it's hard to believe, but we're nearing the end of this episode. Time flies when we're having fun and digging into such rich topics. Am I right? But before we wrap up, let's take a moment to summarize the key points we covered today. So we kick things off by discussing the importance of branding, both corporate and personal, and the role it plays in shaping perceptions, boosting credibility, and increasing recognition. We dove into what it means to create a strong brand, touching on key components like visual identity, brand messaging, and brand personality. We then shifted gears to the nuts and bolts of how to build a successful brand. We talked about the importance of knowing your audience, crafting a unique brand message, maintaining consistency across all channels, actively engaging with your audience, and continually refining your brand based on feedback. Now, I really hope you found this episode insightful and that it's given you some food for thought on your branding journey. Remember, building a brand isn't about chasing trends or trying to please everyone. It's about authenticity, consistency, and delivering real value to your audience. So I want to extend a huge thank you to all of you for tuning in today. Your curiosity, your enthusiasm, your drive to learn and grow, that's what makes the Bootstrap Mogul podcast what it is. Now, let's get you excited for our next episode because we're going to be diving into a topic that's crucial for every entrepreneur and business owner out there: overcoming obstacles and turning those challenges into opportunities. In this episode, we're going to explore the common hurdles that entrepreneurs face and provide practical tips and strategies to turn these roadblocks into stepping stones. Sounds exciting? Well, I promise it's going to be a valuable and enlightening discussion, so mark your calendars and make sure you tune in. Until then, keep learning, keep striving, and remember, you're not just entrepreneurs, you're bootstrap moguls shaping your destiny. This is Andres Olguin signing off. Stay awesome, my friends, and I will see you on the next episode.